Well, hello there. Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So I put a video out letting you know that for the month of November, I will be cooking for Thanksgiving. So in addition to what I'm going to cook myself, I also let you know that you can let me know anything that you want me to show you how to cook so that you can enjoy your Thanksgiving with whatever you choose to put on the table and what you tell me to show you how to make. Okay, so we ought to have a lot of fun with this, and I would like for you to practice your dish ahead of time so that you got it in your head and everything. You're not all nervous the day before Thanksgiving, and you can really show off Thanksgiving your dish. Okay, all right, so today I have a request from Pamela Ann. Pamela Ann, you have requested that I cook turkey, stuffing, and pecan pie, and I have granted your request. So today I'm starting on the first thing, your pecan pie. So stay tuned, get your notes out and your pencil and paper and write it down so that you can duplicate this, okay? Alright, so let's get started with our Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, here we go. I'm going to adjust the camera. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm using a 9-inch pre-made pie crust. It's still, the pie crust is not cooked, but it is already made and put into this pan. So this is what we're going to be using. Now the recipe, and I did look this recipe up, this is not my recipe, okay, but it said to just put the pie batter in here and put it in the oven, and it also said to cook it on 375, and they said if it's not gel type when you hit it like this in the middle, to cover the edges and so that they won't get burnt. Okay, well, I'm going to change that. I'm telling you to cook it on 350. Cook it on 350, all right, and that should solve the burning of the edges situation. That's number one. Number two, it did not say to pre-cook the pie crust, but I always pre-cook my pie crust because I don't like the pie crust to taste doughy when it gets done, and also I like it to get a little firmness to hold my batter. Okay, alright, so we're only going to put it in the oven for a very few minutes. I'm talking maybe 2-3 minutes tops. Okay, alright, so I'm going to put it in now on 350. Okay, the pie crust is in. Alright, now we're going to move on. So here's your recipe. You need 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar. Okay, 1/3 cup, and you're going to pack it down. You always have to pack brown sugar down because it's kind of light and it's not a heavy sugar, and so if you just put it in there you may not have 1/3 cup. Okay, so 1/3 cup of packed sugar. You're going to put it in. Here's mine. And you're going to pack it down, push down. Okay, that's packing it. Alright, this is mine, 1/3 cup. 2 tablespoons of melted margarine. Here's my measured 2 tablespoons of melted margarine. Okay, 1 1/4 cup of light corn syrup. Here's my light corn syrup. Okay, it says Caro light corn syrup. Alright, so we're going to pour this in last so that it's not on the bottom. Okay, you need 1 1/4 cup of the light corn syrup. Now you need 1 1/4 cup of vanilla. It can be invitation vanilla, it can be pure vanilla. 1 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. 1 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Then you need 1 1/2 teaspoons of flour. Here's my flour. I have my measurements in teaspoons, so when I get ready to measure that, I'll be using that. You need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have kosher salt in here, okay? I'm going to be using 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then you need 3 eggs. Here is my 3 eggs, okay? Okay. And then you're going to need 1 1/2 cup of pecan halves. 1 1/2 cup of pecan halves. Here's my pecans. I have the bag here, so as you can see, this is what I used. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be mixing mine in the Ninja. If you don't have a Ninja, you can mix yours with a mixer or by hand with a whisk, whatever you would like to do, okay? But in my case, I'm going to be using the Ninja, all right? Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to add my margarine, because that will give me some liquid for the help with the mixing at the bottom. Okay, my margarine's in. You can also use butter if you don't want to use margarine. And then I'm going to add the 1 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. 1 1/4 teaspoon. Okay. And my numbers on, here's 1 teaspoon. On my measuring spoons is wearing off. I'm going to have to get me another set. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do 1 1/4 teaspoons of vanilla. 1. And now we need 1/4. Ah, thank God that wasn't over the bowl. You see, I spilled it, but it wasn't over the bowl. Thank God. It's on the counter. Okay. Now we want to add 1 1/2 teaspoon of all-purpose flour. 1 1/2 teaspoon of all-purpose flour. Well, one and 1/2. Okay, here we go. That's 1 teaspoon, and now we need 1/2. There we go. Okay. I want to move the camera back just a little. Make sure you get a good view. Okay, I like that better. Okay, so now we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, I leveled that off. It's 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to add the brown sugar, and that's 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And put that in. Okay. Now my eggs I gotta add. I'm gonna just beat them up so that I can have it incorporated all into one. I'm going to add the 3 eggs. Okay, so it looks like we're all set. We added the brown sugar, we added the margarine, we added the vanilla, we added the flour, we added the salt, we added the eggs. The only 2 things left is the light corn syrup and the pecans. So we are going to now add the light corn syrup. I got to open it. Okay, so the corn syrup we're doing 1 1/2, I'm sorry, 1 1/4 cup. Okay, so here's my 1 cup measure. I'm going to do 1 cup. I'm going to put that in. I'm just trying to scrape all of it into here. And now we need 1/4. I have a 1/4 measure right here. And we're going to put that in. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to mix this right now. I'm not going to add the pecans until I actually take it out of the Ninja, because the Ninja is very powerful and it will just break up all the pecans, and we don't want that, okay? Okay, so I'm going to put the top on. Lock it down. And I'm going to go to mix. The Ninja is very, very loud, so I'm going to mix it, let you hear it for 1 second, then I'm going to cut it off. I'll cut the camera off, and I'll finish mixing it and bring you back, okay? So you see what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so our pie crust is out of the oven. It was in there for about 2 to 3 minutes. You can see it did not cook or brown, but just enough to heat it up so that it can begin to start the cooking process, okay? All right, and our pecan batter is out of off the Ninja. So now I'm just going to pour this right over to the pie crust, and let me make sure you got a good view. Okay, here we go. I'll pour that right over there. Now don't pour it all. Leave 1/4 in the bowl until you put your pecans in, because you don't want it to run over, okay? Alright, so I have my cup and 1/4 of pecans, and we're going to now start incorporating that. I'm sorry, my 1 1/2 cups of pecans, okay? So you're just going to put some in your hand so that you're not putting it in there forcefully. And just put it in and make sure you get the spots that you don't have any. Don't put it all in one spot because you can't get it out. Okay, now I'm going to pour some more batter in. Still have like 1/4 of what was left in there. I don't want to go all the way to the top because I still have a 1/2 of a container of pecans to put in. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to see if I can add any more without going too far. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I have about maybe 4 or 5 tablespoons left down in here. That's okay, because you don't want it to run over, okay? Alright, now I'm going to suggest that you put the pie over in a pan, because if this drips over in the oven, it's going to be a mess. Remember, you're dealing with syrup here. Okay? Alright, let me show you. That's what we're looking like, and we're going to put this in the oven and let that cook probably for, my guess would be maybe 25 minutes, until when you hit it in the middle, you want it to shake like jelly. Okay? Alright, we'll test that theory. Okay, so it's going in, and I'll see you in 25 minutes. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to give you the word of the day before I show you the pecan pie that I just took out the oven. Money. Money can make people act funny. You know, some people, when they have money, they're the same all the time. You never even know whether they have money or not. Other people, it drives them to another level. A level that you don't even understand. I mean, what I mean by that is it makes them, their attitude change, their behavior change. Some get nasty, some get argumentative, some get violent over money. That's a problem. So what we need to learn to do is learn how to manage money, the success of money, the failure of money. We need to manage all of those feelings, because money is something that's going to come and go. Okay, you may have it all the time, you may have it once in a while, or you may have it every now and then. So we have to manage those feelings and don't let it change who we are, because money can't really help you if you really need a friend. Money can't help you if you're sick and dying. Money can't help you if you need someone to get you that glass of water. Don't let money be the root of all evil to you. Okay? That's the word of the day. Control your emotions around money. Okay. Alright, so let's check out our pecan pie, okay? So here it is, guys. It's out. And I want to show you. So when I tap it like this, if it doesn't shake like Jello, you know how if you really put some pressure on Jello, it'll like rock? Okay, this is not rocking. You can see a little movement, but not rocking. It's definitely, I would say, solid. So I'm going to take this knife also, and I want to stick in it and see what happens. Okay, as you can see, there's nothing on the knife. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Alright, and I want to also show you up close. So you can get a picture. How about that, huh? And let me get a thumbnail. Pecan pie. Ah, hey. Cool. Alright. Okay, guys, I would say to Pamela Ann, I delivered. Okay, there's your pecan pie for Thanksgiving. Now it's up to you to make it, okay? Alright, check out the links below. Please share this video to everyone. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And subscribe if this is your first time on this channel. And God bless everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.